Hey, what's up everybody, it's Metro Games 75 here today. They're playing Would You Like to Run an Idle Cafe Part 3. Alright, let's get started. My first day working at the Seaside Cafe and I'm doing my best to get the grips with the basics. I've never worked as a waiter before and there's quite a lot for me to learn in a relatively short period of time. I'm doing my best to keep up with my new workload, but... oof. Despite my best efforts, I still end up making mistakes. Yeah. We'll just add like a cat. I was in the process of delivering an order to the kitchen when I just so happened to bump into Miyuki, and I mean that's in a literal sense. Oh no. Oh, she's on the floor. Ooh, look at these thighs. Thighs action, guys. Thick thighs. Ow. My raven-haired colleague is now sprawled on the ground, her stocking legs spread in quite a comprising manner. The full hem of her furry skirt is rumpled, and rather a lot of her plump thighs are on display. In that pose, her cheeks lightly flush, and she looks good enough to eat. She's definitely a snack right there, guys. But speaking of food, Miyuki was supposedly to be carrying an ice cream sundae to the table 13 before I knocked her. Now I said ice cream sundae is lying on the floor. Melting strawberry ice cream is spattered everywhere, like something from a crime scene. And the fluted glass it was served in has shattered. Oh god. Oh no. Miyuki didn't cut herself. Are you alright, Miyuki? What? Miyuki looks a little dazed after her tumble. She rubs her temple with one hand, her eyes unfocused. Forget lacerating herself on the glass. Now I'm starting to worry she has a concussion. I've only been at this job for a few hours, and I might have injured one of my co-workers for life. Hey Miyuki. I crouch in front of her, mindful of the broken glass, and wave one hand in front of her face. Can you see my hand? How many fingers am I holding up? She still can't see, oh no. And Miyuki blinks, then she frowns. Yokoyama? What? So she remembers my name. That's a relief. It seems all her memories are in order at the very least. I'm glad she doesn't have an amnesia, but... Yokoyama, you cretin. Soon I begin to wish she did. The knock of her stumble must have finally worn off. Finally about time. Miyuki hauls herself to her feet, her legs tremble, and glowers at me. Her eyes are hard and serious, possibly burning with indignant rage. Those face doesn't look like a rage to me. That expression wouldn't look out of place of a serial killer. Not that I've met many serial killers in my time. Oops, my bad. If she had a katana, she'd probably cut my head off by now at this point. I mean, she would've. How could you be so careless? Look at this mess you've made. Look at an angry cat. That's what you are, an angry cat. Poor kid. I would have dropped that ice cream sundae if it weren't for you. Now the floor is all sticky. And there's glass everywhere. It's a health hazard. Even a fall hazard too. Are you trying to make a nuisance of yourself on purpose? Is that why Yami hired you? Well, if she wanted to employ a clown, she certainly made a good decision. Really? So you gonna call me a fucking clown? Alright, bitch. You're a whole circus unto yourself. I'm sorry, Miyuki. It was an accident. Don't call me Miyuki. We're not friends. In fact, we're scarcely known one another. I'm Shinono to you. Nothing more and nothing less. Am I making myself clear? Quite clear. And another thing. Crap, Miyuki's really starting to lose it. She doesn't look just mad. She looks downright pissed. It looks like I'm going to be in for a pretty long lecture. And to make matters worse, this is happening in broad view of all the Seaside Cafe patrons. They're all watching us and they're all snickering. Maybe sure is going to town on the new guy, isn't she? I almost feel sorry for him. Well, he does deserve it. He has caused quite a mess. I'd be upset too if I were in Miyuki's position. You're being too hard on him. If anything, I'm grateful. We were almost treated to an eyeful of Miyuki's panties thanks to his clumsiness. If only her skirt could have flipped up a few inches more. Now I'm curious. I wonder what color she's wearing. Damn, everyone's just... Horny people, man. All these horny customers. Miyuki paused midway through her lecture. Her right eye twitches and her finger clenches a fist at her sides. If she wasn't so dedicated to her role of being a waitress, I think she would have slugged these guys and for good reason. They're not being very discreet. In any event, Miyuki clears her throat. Let's leave this for later. I'll give you a proper talk to when our shift ends, away from the customers. I don't want to bother them. For now, you should at least clean up the mess you made. That glass needs to be swept up ASAP. Do you think you can do that, Yokoyama? Or are you planning to mess that up too? I'll do my best, Shinono. Good, see to it that you do. Honestly, Miyuki scowls. I have no idea why I didn't hire you. You're not making my job any easier. You really need to get it together, otherwise heads will roll. Sheesh! Fuck it, these tsunderies, we gotta watch out for this one. So saying, Miyuki stalks off to deep sighs of admiration from the customers. Miyuki's so cute when she gets angry. I wish she insulted me too. Yo! These customers, man. Her flushed face is especially adorable. I shoot these two guys a sideways glance. Their comments are actually making my skin crawl. Jeez. I sigh. I guess Ku's warning this morning has some merit to it after all. She is helping us though. She did. Today has not been a good day for me or Miyuki. Alright, Yokoyama, listen here. Miyuki runs to me. The moment the cafe closes, her eyes narrow. She's so flustered she hasn't even taken her frilly maid attire off. She's still wearing her cute black dress and a pair of cat ears that go alongside to it. I'm still wondering about those cat ears. They don't seem to be part of the Seaside Cafe dress code. Ku's strange though she is, doesn't wear those cat ears, but I don't have a chance to ask. Miyuki's busy lecturing me. I know it's your first day on the job, but you really have to be more careful. You could have seriously hurt me. I know, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I realized that this isn't much of an excuse, but it was my first day and you were nervous, ha. Miyuki snorts. You're right, it's not much. It is my job to serve my customers to the best of my ability, given my position as a waitress. I am supposed to look dignified at all times. Sure, I understand, I'm sorry. You say that, but I don't think you do understand. Not really, you made a huge mess. Now, will you promise not to do it again? I'll try to. Trying isn't good enough. If you can't obtain results, you have no reason to continue working in this establishment. Your clumsiness will drag the rest of us down with you. Use that brain of yours. I'm sure you must have one. Damn, she's trying to call us slow, guys. Of course I have a brain. If I didn't, I'd literally be dead. I almost wish you were. I wish you never set foot in this place. Hey, I frown. I did screw up a pretty bad earlier. If Miyuki wants to hold a grudge, I can't really blame her, but isn't she taking this a bit too far? Can't you try to be a bit nicer? It was an honest mistake, you know? As if that makes it better. Fucking Tsuneri. See? Tsuneri actions. That's what she is. You don't understand it at all. You're so toughless. Thoughtless. Hey Miyuki, don't call me by my first name so easy. It's not like we're friends or anything. Tsuneri, there it goes. There it goes. That's Shinono to you. Alright, Shinono. I sigh. This situation is getting out of hand. How should I reply? Fuck, should I be sarcastic? I'm trying to be understanding. Well, between the two, being sarcastic is one, but let's understand. Yeah, it's best not upsetting her further, especially when she's so upset already. I'll play at being Mr. Nice Guy, and with some luck, that should diffuse the situation. I sure hope it does, at least. Once again, I really am sorry, Miyuki. I'll be careful in the future, I promise. I can tell you take your job seriously, and I have no desire to get in your way. Well, you would be right about that at the very least. Miyuki harums, her arms folded across her chest. I work far, far harder than you could ever imagine. I wonder how hard. That's right, she does. Oh, great. Ku has already changed into her casual clothes that was fast, appears beside us as if by magic. Miyuki was clumsy when she started working here. She dropped plates a lot and spilled tea on people's laps. What? What's she gonna do to me? The clientele complained to Ayane. They were very upset. They said Miyuki was incompetent. Huh? Really? Miyuki projects such an unassailable aura of perfection. What with her cool, haughty demeanor, I never would have pegged her for a clumsy girl. What? No! Miyuki's self-righteous indignation begins to falter. Her face turns red and she scowls at Ku. Don't tell Yokoyama that. He doesn't need to know. My past is completely irrelevant. Oh, right. Ku's head hangs. I apologize. I was trying to help. I want Neely to know that you're not being pissy for the sake of it. You've worked hard. I'm proud of you. Good job. Ku gives Miyuki a thumbs up and Miyuki sighs. It seems some of the tension in the air has been diffused thanks to Ku because Miyuki no longer looks as angry when next regards me. She's still upset. That much is obvious, given her flushed face, but she doesn't look ready to castrate me anymore. Oh dear, I guess that's progress. Yeah, whatever. Maybe I am taking this a bit too seriously. Geez, you think? Is what I like to say, but I abstain. Miyuki's only just calmed down. I don't want to rile her up again. I know it was an accident. I don't think you're the sort of person who'd knock a girl down on purpose. It still hurts a lot. Miyuki pouts. But I shouldn't be so angry. We're supposed to be colleagues, but if we're going to work together, we need to learn how to get along. I have to let my anger go, while you... Miyuki stabs a finger in my direction. Need to work on your coordination. Do you think you can do that? I'll try my best. Good. I suppose that is all I can ask for. None of us are perfect. I made mistakes when I first started out too, so I'll let you off the hook just this once. Don't expect this to happen again though. You and I are not friends. I have no interest in getting to know you. Don't get the wrong idea, you idiot. Fucking distant react. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Miyuki turns her nose up in the air, then stalks off to the break room. I guess she's going to change into her casual clothes. I haven't seen Miyuki in her casual clothes before. Actually, I'm kind of curious what she wears when she isn't working as a waitress, but I know better than to follow her into the staff room to take a sneak peek. Miyuki hates me enough as it is. I don't want to incur her ire further by blundering in on her in the middle of getting undressed. Knowing her, she'd probably punch me and call me a pervert. Jeez. I massaged my temple. I think I could feel a headache coming on. Today could have gone better. It could have also gone worse. I guess that's true. Thanks for stepping in, Ku. If it weren't for you, maybe Miyuki might have blown a gasket. It's alright. I know how to handle her. We've been friends for a long time. How long? Since kindergarten. Wow, that's probably like about 15 years. We were 3 years old when we met. Damn, I whistle. I've known Ichigo for about as long as that myself, but it's not really the same. Ichigo is a very bubbly, cheerful girl, while Miyuki is most definitely not. She's an airhead. I've had the pleasure of spending a few hours with her, and I'm already tired of her. I can't imagine spending years by her side. Has Miyuki always been this short-tempered? Ku nods. She got into fights a lot, usually with the boys. She doesn't like boys. So she's probably just a lesbian then. I guess she hasn't changed much over the years. How on earth did you put up with her for all this time without going mad? I don't know. Maybe I was mad already? Coming from anybody else, I take that line as a throwaway joke, but it hits a little differently when spoken in Ku's cool monotone. Maybe she's being serious. Miyuki isn't that bad though. She's nice deep down. It must be very, very deep down. I don't know. My other classmates tease me, but Miyuki never did. She cares about justice. She's kind of like a superhero, but even superheroes make mistakes. She judges people too quickly and acts before she thinks. She isn't the smartest person, but I like her. I hope you will grow to like her too. I think that might be the most Ku's ever spoken in one go. Usually she communicates in and nods and half sentence. She really must like Miyuki to orate for so long on behalf. I don't know if I trust Ku, but she seems level-headed enough, her interest in the oculate aside. Maybe I should make an effort to meet her halfway. I don't know if that'll happen, but I didn't start working here to make enemies. Maybe if Miyuki starts off soften up, I'll respond in turn. I wouldn't mind being her friend. Good, I'm glad. Ku smiles thinly, then she rises her tiptoes. I'm about a head taller than she is, and rests her palm on top of my head. Rubbing my hair like one might stroke a cat, Ku says in gentle tones. There, I knew you were a good boy. Thank you for being so understanding. It's no problem, you don't need to thank me. And you don't need to stroke me either. I'm not an animal. No, you're not. You're Naoya. But I think even Naoya's like being patted. There. Ku continues to stroke the top of my head. Oh my god. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it, actually. I mean, it feels weird, but it feels nice. But I don't really get why Ku is being so touchy-feely. I don't get her at all, if I'm being quite honest. But maybe that will come with time. It's fortunate that I have no shortage of that. The chances are high that I'll be seeing a lot of Ku and Miyuki in the coming weeks. Can friendship really bloom under such inauspicious conditions? I'm not sure, but I'm not pessimistic. Enough to discount it offhand. Who knows, we might just get on better than I could ever anticipate. So, how did things go? My first day at work has finally finished, and now I'm strolling along the streets with Ichigo. Well, she got some thick thighs down here. We met up on the beach around half an hour so, 4, so we could pick up some groceries. Ichigo went shopping only yesterday to buy ingredients for my celebratory curry, but we're running personally low on the essentials. We're all out of eggs and need spring onions, potatoes, cabbage, and a whole lot of hosts of other ingredients. Food shopping. Ichigo and I usually go shopping together. It's easier to carry everything back home with 2 pairs of handles as opposed to 1. Did you have fun, Naoya? Ichigo walks in perfect sync with me, her hands linked at her front. It's a sunny day. Ichigo's golden hair seems to glow, much like her bright beaming smile. Ichigo smiles approximately 95% of the time. I expect nothing less from her. She'd be beaming even if the sky was overcast and the clouds were gray and swollen with burgeoning droplets of rain. Ichigo's a veritable ray of sunshine in her own right. You know, it's hard for me to not smile in return when I'm with her, though I feel pretty tired right now. I don't know if fun is quite the right word, but I guess it didn't go too badly. I didn't kill anybody at the very least. That's always a plus. It's important to look on the bright side. And how were your new colleagues? Did you get on well with them? I guess. My brow furrows. Actually, I'm not too sure. Ku doesn't seem that bad, though she is a bit strange. But as for Miyuki, I recall her slumped on the ground, legs splayed, and the hem of her frilly dress all rumpled about her thighs. They all got thick thighs. She looked stunned as she lay there, her mind struggling to register what exactly had happened. But the moment she returned to her senses, she rounded on me like a wounded animal. If it weren't for Ku, I shudder to think that what might have happened. She really might have ripped my head off. I don't think she likes me very much. Huh? Why not? Why? What's not to like about you? You're really a swell guy. Thanks, Ichigo. I appreciate the vote of the confidence. Though I think Miyuki would have disagreed with you there. There was a bit of a mishap at work. I gave Ichigo an abridged version of the daisy fence, and she gasps and tits and frowns in all rights of places. When I finally finish, she frowns and says, well, I didn't know you were, like, so clumsy. I'm not usually. I think I must have been nerves. My hands were shaking pretty bad. I almost spilled a couple of cups of coffee, and I bit my own tongue when I was welcoming a customer. That would have been embarrassing enough, but then I had to bump into Miyuki. It sounds like you really did a real number on her. I knocked her flying. She hit the floor with her a loud thud. It was pretty dramatic. Everybody in the cafe was staring. I would have stared too if I was there. And maybe I would have snapped a few photos depending. Okay, now we get it. She's now a perv. Depending on what? Oh, you know. Ichigo grins solicitously. It's the sort of grin that wouldn't look too out of place on a creepy old uncle during a family get together after having one too many drinks. Sorry Uncle Ryuzaki, but it has to be said, you really are a creep. You couldn't see her panties, could you? I should have known you'd ask that. Take one of Ichigo's twin tails in hand, then give it a yank. I don't pull hard enough to hurt, but Ichigo still squeals all the time. Yeah, you're so rough, Naruya. Don't give me that. You brought it up upon yourself asking such inappropriate questions. Why'd you care about Miyuki's panties anyway? Why shouldn't I? You know how I feel about cute girls. I can't help but takes an interest. Yeah. I roll my eyes. You can be such a perv sometimes. Me a perv? Never. I just want to know about your co-workers, Naruya. I ask because I care. You care about Miyuki's panties that much, don't you? Not as much as you seem to. And I didn't see her panties. As a matter of fact, the maid dressed at the seaside cafe and have a lot of ruffles, so it had all the most important parts. Ah, jeez, that's such a bummer. Ichigo clicks her tongue. You'll just have to bump into her again. Then, it's for science. What sort of science exactly? I give Ichigo's twin tails another tug, which prompts a squeal high enough to make a few nearby seagulls scatter, and I'm in no rush to repeat the day's mistakes. Miyuki was really upset that I bumped into her. I was afraid that she was going to eviscerate me. She was that angry? Wouldn't you be if somebody bumped into you? I don't know. I don't get angry that often. It doesn't make sense to sweat the small stuff. Life's too short. It'd be inconvenient, but I'm sure I'd live. It might actually be kind of nice being pushed down by you. Now you're making it sound like I did it on purpose. I sigh. I wish everyone could be as laid back as you. I would say I do try, but it just comes natural to me. This is just the way I am. Ichigo shoots me a peace sign as she often does. It's pretty much her default go-to pose. All the photos I have of us together from middle school to the present day feature Ichigo striking a peace pose. She's always grinning from ear to ear too. You can't help but admire her devotion to non-stop around-the-clock cheerness. I guess you've made an enemy of Miyuki then. I guess so. We didn't get into a real fight, but it came close. I guess I'm a little worried about going back into the work tomorrow. I don't want her holding a grudge. I'm sure it'll be okay. No, you might have gotten off too bad of a start, but that means your relationship has an ample room to improve from her on out. If you're nice and polite to her, like you are to me, I'm sure you'll win her around. Don't lose faith, okay? Now, Ichigo paused, her hands planted on her hips. It looks like we're at the supermarket. Let's stock up. Right. I guess it's time to put aside the day's concerns and join the fray fanic of housewives, all searching for the best deals on the chicken breasts and cartons of eggs. The supermarket can be a bloodbath around this time. We need to think up a plan of action and stick to it, or we'll get swept away. Alright, I tried to put the best seaside cafe in Miyuki from my mind during my shopping trip, but... What the... Is that you, Yokoyama? That's her in this? Miyuki? That's easier said than done. That I've run to Miyuki, but this time, not literally, in the supermarket. This is the first time I see her casual clothes. They give off quite a different expression to her maid Aturi, but they're still cute. Disinfectantly feminine. Her dark hair is loose as per usual, and it tumbles about her shoulders and waist. She looks so good, but now is not the time to ponder such things. What are you doing here? Should I be here? Miyuki peers at me, one hand beneath her chin. Is there some sort of a problem with that, Yokoyama? Oh, no, not at all. I was just surprised. Why? Miyuki's brow furrows. I'm only human. I have to eat to survive, and this supermarket is close to my home. I come here often. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Honestly. Miyuki sighs. The one here who doesn't make sense is you. What? Oh my, what's this? Ichigo skips over to us, clutching a bag of her favorite corn snacks to her chest. She drops her bag into the basket, then examines Miyuki with curious eyes. Do you know it's pretty good, Naoya? Pretty? Oh, there she is. She's angry right now. Look at her face. Oh shit. I don't think Miyuki was expecting this compliment because her face turns pink. Shy-like, she dips her head, then mumbles. Do you really think I'm pretty? Of course I do. You're like super duper cute. in a mature and refined kind of way. You look just like a regal lady. How did you meet such a grade A cutie, Naoya? She doesn't work over at a cafe, does she? That's right, actually, this is Miyuki. Miyuki pouts. I thought I told you to call me Shinono. It's not like we're friends. Right, I'm sorry. This is Shinono Miyuki. She's a bit standoffish, and she doesn't like being called anything other than her family name. That's not true. I don't mind being called Miyuki by my friends, but you are most certainly not my friend. You haven't earned the right yet. Sorry about Naoya. You'll have to forgive him. He can be kind of dense when two girls are concerned. It's alright though. I know he has a heart of gold. I promise Naoya a real nice guy. Miyuki, can I call you Miyuki so I don't pout at him like that, please? He doesn't mean any ill will. Miyuki purses her lips together. My opinion of him is still undecided. He did not make a good first impression, but I suppose he cannot be all bad if a nice girl like you is willing to vouch for him. You said you were friends. Yep, Naoya and I go way back. We used to even bath together. What? Miyuki raises her brow until they're swallowed by her blunt bangs. That's so immodest. How could you say something like that with a straight face? Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? I think Ichigo might have given the Miyuki the wrong impression. I guess it's down to me to smooth things over. We did bath together, but that was back when we were very little kids. We were only babies at the time. I don't even remember it. Oh, right. Realization dawns upon Miyuki's face. She frowns. Well, why didn't you say that sooner? I figured it should go without saying. Naoya and I haven't bathed together in ages. Yes, and it would be better to keep it that way. What? How cold? I feel like I'm being rejected. I'm sure you'll get over it. I tug on one of Ichigo's twin tails, and she squeaks. Miyuki's blue eyes darts between the pair of us. She frowns and her hands beneath her chin once more. She looks like a scientist in the midst of an experiment. She's displeased with what she's seeing. Miyuki's quite an upright person. I fully expect her to snap at us for being too touchy-feely. But to my surprise, she doesn't shout. Instead, she smiles. It's a very small smile, so a tiny one could be forgiven for missing it. But it makes an impression. I think this is the first time I've seen Miyuki smile. You two really must be close. You're bickering just like a married couple. Watching you reminds me of Ku and myself. Not that I will want to marry Ku, of course. Of course, you lesbian. Still, this is the most heartwarming. Maybe I was too quick to judge you, Yokoyama. I don't say all this often, but, well, I can tell you're not a bad person. That's exactly what I was trying to say. He can be a bit dense, but he isn't bad. Not at all. If he was, he would be like my bestest ever friend. What a ringing endorsement. I'll take that into consideration. In any event, it was nice meeting you, Yokoyama. And you, miss. I'm Suzuki Ichigo, but you can call me Ichigo if you don't need to be formal around me. Ichigo then. It is my pleasure. I wouldn't mind talking a bit longer, but I'm sure you have a lot of embarrassing stories about Yokoyama's childhood to share with me, but I should get on. I need to cook for myself tonight. I was hoping to get some reduced packs before they cleared out, but I'm not sure what would be the best. Oh, if you need any help picking and choosing, you can rely on me. I go grocery shopping all the time, and I know how to spot a bargain from a mile off, and I can help you get the best bang for your buck. Really? Miyuki blinks. That is very kind, but I wouldn't want to bother you. It's no bother. We've got almost all the stuff we need. We're just about to go check out. Actually, when we saw you, I don't mean to be rude, but it looks like you're struggling a little. You haven't put a single thing in your basket. Oh, yes. Miyuki glanced at the basket hanging from her arm. Well, just like Ichigo said, it's empty. I was trying to find the best cuts of meat for the best possible price, but there were so many brands and options. I felt a bit overwhelmed. And that is the end of today's episode, everyone. So yes, so thank everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.